totally free and enjoy more of what the world has to offer in this action one, because this is where most human beings screw the pooch.
So a little one-person trampoline. Very,
very. I screen shared it. Like, there's no excuse. Like, phone numbers are just out there. You just got to pick up the phone, smile, and dial. So. Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk to Tanner Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercise to help make you the absolute best entrepreneur, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning back into another episode of this crazy, amazing, wonderful show. So we're talking about clarity this morning. And hopefully we can, if anything, just plant one thing into our brain this morning, this fantastic, wonderful, beautiful Friday. We can plant one thing into our brain to hopefully help dissipate some of the fog. That's kind of how I envision clarity. The analogy I've always really liked is, so we have, when you look over a beautiful landscape and you can see the sun rising, something over the water, and there's a big layer of fog. And now you can't see anything. Now you can't see the sun. You can't see the horizon. Does the sun go away? No, it doesn't. It's right there, but it's covered from all of the fog that has been created. So I think we do this a lot for ourselves. I think we have a lot of the answers that we're looking for. We're sitting on the golden egg, right? So everyone has that specific idea. Say, this is the coaching business I created is my golden egg that we're using to launch ourselves into the future to try and help create a future for my friends and family that I truly want and desire, that they truly want and desire. That's the golden egg, right? Whatever your sun is, the golden egg, the answers, I believe that they're there, but sometimes it can be very, very, very hard to see because the fog is so thick. It's so thick. So today we are going to go over 7 benefits for gaining clarity in our lives. So it'll hopefully inspire us to just start chipping away at the fog or whatever it is. We're trying to help dissipate this a little bit and maybe think of an action plan, an action step, something that we can take action on this incredible Friday, because there's no substitute for action. There never will be, and there isn't, to help change our lives directly, to help us live the life that we truly want to live on this motivational, fun-filled Friday. And we'll get to motivation here in a minute. But we're going to go ahead. Let's start rattling through, because I got 7 of these suckers to go through on how these are benefits for gaining clarity in your life and how your life will benefit when you gain clarity, when we can see the bigger picture. Almost knocked my coffee over. Got to be careful. Seeing the bigger picture for what it is that we want to do, how we want to accomplish it, and create this real plan, having this real plan behind it. That's what we focus on here over at Talk to Tanner, is creating these real actionable plans to help you succeed and reach your fullest potential. So let's go ahead and get into the first point, the first one. The first benefit of having clarity in our lives, being able to understand the plan that we want to execute in our lives. Clarity is very powerful in setting specific goals, and specifically a number one goal. We want to have our number one priority so we can work on that a little bit every single day. Yes, that includes the weekends. Yes, that includes the weekdays. Yes, that includes every day from here on out, working a little bit on this number one goal. And if you hate that idea, you're like, Tanner, I don't want to do that every single day, then we need to change your number one goal, because you should love it. You should absolutely enjoy it, be passionate about it, fired up about it, or else we're not going to make it anyway. We're going to get burnt out. We're going to fall short. When I'm reading this book on Barack Obama and his big campaign that he was pushing to try and get the primary for the Democratic seat, 18 months of work, 7 days off. And even on those days off, he was like, reflecting and thinking about the campaign. So we can show, if we want greatness, we can have it. It's right there. And I'm not saying you got to work 16 hours a day. We've talked about on the show, if you just apply 16 minutes a day, you can get 100 hours in a year, and you can absolutely crush your expectations on how much you can get done. It will really blow your mind. I've been doing this for like writing stuff, playing piano, things that I never thought I'd be good at. And just, it's crazy how just setting those specific goals, when you have the clarity of what it is that you want, how easily the skills start to come and how you develop and grow as an individual. So setting specific goals, that is one major benefit to our clarity. I always get this backwards, so my camera's flipped. So that's clarity. We want clarity, right? So setting specific goals, we need clarity to set specific goals that we want to achieve. They got to be specific for us to accomplish them, or else it's really hard to hit them. Next up for clarity, making decisions. Making decisions. Have you ever had a hard time deciding what's for dinner? Have you ever had a hard time deciding on what you want to eat for breakfast? Have you ever had a hard time deciding on where you want to go on vacation? What book do you want to read? Let alone, what career do you want? What do you want your golden egg to be? How do you want to focus on for like a decade? Because it turns out we have to work on something for like a decade before we are able to readily accomplish what it is that we are going after. So very, very important. I've struggled with making decisions. There's very few people on the planet to help give some comfort, right? Because I was like, man, I suck at making decisions. And then all the time, me and my girlfriend are talking. She's like, man, I suck at making decisions. Everyone sucks at making decisions. It's one of the hardest things to do. And very few people are so directionally focused and naturally anyway, right? Everyone has natural talents and everything. And I think there's just a few people who just know specifically what they want. And it's very useful in a consumer-based economy where you're filled with too many choices. There's a powerful case study I was reading that just talked about how stressful decision-making really is. And the people had less satisfaction when they had too many decisions to make. So they're at this restaurant, and then somebody's got to pick from a menu of 20, and then somebody's got to pick from a menu of 2. And the people who only had 2 options had way higher levels of satisfaction versus the people who had like 20 things to pick from. So how does that relate to the show? How does that relate to taking action? How does that relate to being a better decision maker? Reduce the amount of decisions that you have to make, setting your clothes out before, cooking your meals beforehand. Reducing decision fatigue is very, very real. Try to eliminate as many decisions as you have. You don't have a choice. You create a plan on the front end so you don't have to make a decision on the back end. That's kind of how that little paradigm works. And if we can do that, I think we can make better decisions, fewer decisions, and have a more effective way and more clarity on what it is that we want to do in life. So clarity, you make decisions, you make better decisions, and that can be powerful. Who knows? You're one decision away from changing your life absolutely completely. Think about one powerful decision, whether it's the university I chose, or it was the real estate school I chose, it was the mentor I got, it was the choice to like start reaching out to my family and like trying to grow a real relationship with. Who knows what one decision can do to change your life. So having clarity helps with that. Next up on the list for benefits from gaining clarity would be having direction. I think feeling lost sucks. There's this cliche saying of not all who wander are lost. And it's completely different in the sense of, if you feel truly lost, it is absolutely terrifying. I've been out in the woods and I've been camping. We've done adventurous stuff with my brother. And if you are truly lost, it is a terrifying feeling. And I don't think you need to go out into the woods of Canada to go figure that out versus just when you're at home, you don't know what to do. You're overwhelmed. You're not sure what career you want to do. You don't know what exercises you need to do because you're tired of being fat and out of shape. We got to pick something. And when we gain clarity on what it is that we truly want, I think it gives us a direction. Right now, I have a really strong direction on where I want to take my businesses, where I want to take my relationships. And I feel it's like pulling me towards like a magnet and not pushing me away. So we want that pull. We want that direction. And it's a lot easier to get closer when we know what direction to go into, right? If I told you, okay, you're going to go 200 miles west and I'm going to give you $10 million. If you don't know what direction west is, you got a 75% chance of being totally fucked. So it's like, okay, it makes sense that having a sense of direction is very, very helpful and very, very powerful. So having direction. Next is focus. Oh my gosh, everyone, including myself, is a total space cadet now because of things like our cell phones and just the billions of dollars pumped into the consumer economy to try and get our attention to pulled here and then pulled here and then pulled here and then pulled here. So I cannot focus on absolutely anything, and that is very frustrating. When you want to do the hard work, when you want to achieve success, it seems that all it takes is us to really sit down and focus for long periods of time. But focusing is very, very hard. And that's why it pays so much on the back end. If focusing was easy, then everyone would already be a billionaire with six packs. But focusing is not easy, and it's actually harder than ever. And I believe this can be your competitive advantage in so many things when we are able to focus on one damn thing at a time. One thing at a time. I do this all the time. My girlfriend does this. All of my family members, everybody does this. But you can see how much more gets done when we are focused on one thing at a time. And if you're not focused on something, if you're really uncomfortable on something, that's our chance to lean into this. That's our chance to learn about ourselves. That's our opportunity to figure out what's in the way. What's in the way? If you're not doing something and you want to be doing something, I'm telling you right here, right now, that something's in your way. And it could be something as simple as just your cell phone. Get that damn thing out of just get it out of the room. Get it away from yourself. Or maybe it could be a deep trauma like you're fucked up from your childhood and you need to face some fears. And you're tired of that uncomfortable feeling in your chest. And every time you feel it, you run away. That was something I was doing for a long time, and that's not good. And it'll eat you alive. And it really hurts our ability to focus. So the fog could be a number of things, but we got to start working on it and peeling back the layers of the onion to try and figure out what and how we build that muscle of focus. I'm stressing on this focus point quite a bit because it is, I believe, very, very crucial. And if we can start to realize that focusing is just as much as a muscle as our bicep is when we go to the gym. If you don't focus for 2 years, you don't lift your biceps for 2 years, and then you go to the gym and you powerhouse a bunch of curls, are you going to be sore? Is there going to be some irritation, some inflammation flooding into the system? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Focus can be the key to helping us gain clarity, can help us become better people and achieve our goals. Next up is motivation. Motivation. I'm a bit of your cheerleader in the morning times. If you need some motivation, you come to talk to Tanner at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time every weekday morning if you need some daily motivation. But for internal motivation, by far the more powerful motivation, going to seminars, listening to these types of shows, they're awesome. They're fantastic. I absolutely love them. But internal motivation, because at the end of the day, I can't lose weight for you. And then my mom gave this great example the other day when she was talking to somebody and they were having some difficulty and they needed to fix something for themselves. And she was like, how about I exercise and I diet so you can lose weight? And it's like, that's not how that works. It turns out you have to do it. You have to be internally motivated. And I think when we gain the clarity, still backwards on my hands, excuse me, when we gain the clarity, it is so much easier to internally motivate ourselves. when we have the direction, when we have the specific goal, when we set all of these things in place in our powerful plan. And if you need to make a plan, you talk to Tanner. I have this incredible 6-week course that'll get you the perfect plan. If you need help and support on your journey, motivation will become internal once these pieces are in play. Once the fog dissipates, motivation will arise. I absolutely promise that. I guarantee that. It's really incredible. Next up is effective communication. This point is a little selfish to me. So, and it might be, relate this to your own situation. But when I didn't have clarity in my life, I could not effectively communicate who I was, why I did what I did, what the hell I did, and who I was doing it for. Like, if you can't answer those questions, your business will suffer. Your business will suffer. And effective communication, how we communicate, how we make people feel, I think can be the difference maker in achieving our goals and falling short. So, effective communication is a benefit that comes from when we gain clarity on what it is that we want to do. I want to help you. I want you to be accountable towards living to your fullest potential. If you know anybody who wants to live to their full potential, you have them contact me. We have a perfect course. We have private sessions. We have incredible products that are guaranteed to change your life or your money back. And effective communication, and me saying this with conviction, or me saying this with guarantees, me saying this with a strong offer, I believe over time will set me up for success. And how you relate this back to yourself, right? That's what the whole point of the show. How can you be a better communicator? How can you be more effective? And I guarantee it has something to do with you gaining clarity on what the hell it is that you want for your life. What do you desire? What do you want to accomplish, right? Powerful stuff. Effective communication, being better and more effective with our communication can make the difference. And our last point for today, number 7. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for tuning into the show this morning. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. If you're liking this content so far, make sure to give it a like, comment, or share. Helps with the algorithm. Into our last point, resource allocation. They talk about entrepreneurship, the business definition that I always got in school. When I was doing graduate school, I had to write it out a billion times, even though entrepreneurship and that stuff was way different than what I'm doing now. That aside, solving problems that are unique to you, because you have problems that I don't have. I have problems you don't have. And maximizing resources. Solving problems and maximizing resources. This is business building. This is creating value. This is how we set ourselves apart. This is how we achieve our goals. Solve the problems, maximize the resources. If we can do this, we are set up for success. There's nothing that's going to stop us. So asking yourself, how can I create clarity in my own life to better utilize the resources that are in my life? What resources and tools do you have that you've not been using? There's so many online free tools to set up your goals, whether this is, say, you want to set up a business email through Google, or you want to send out email campaigns through MailChimp, whether you want to, there's so many resources out there, or maybe you just need a budget. Maybe you just need a budget. Tanner, I'm blowing all my cash, man, and I got nothing to put back into the business at the end of the month. That's not good. So have you been using free Google Sheets or Excel, the downgraded version, to help keep track of what it is that you're spending your money on? How much is left at the end of the month? What is the ideal budget that you would like to live for yourself? I have pretty big, ambitious goals to make a lot of money. So I set these budgets and out there for my future self and what I'm aspiring to get towards. And then I have a percentage marker of how close I am to it. And I notice year after year, I've been getting a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer. And we have something to manage. And I think when we can understand that these tools and systems are here to help us and not overwhelm us, I think it's a lot easier to maximize our resources and allocate them appropriately. So on that point, what resources do you have? How can you allocate them? Maybe you write out some clarity plan. Maybe you talk to Tanner, you work with your life coach T-Dog, and then you create this plan to hold yourself more accountable, because nobody does it alone. And you maximize these resources, but really try to remember that all entrepreneurs, all we're doing, really, you can simplify anything down to very basic stuff. I think that makes it more understandable. But the entrepreneur golden key code would be solving problems. What problems do you got to solve? And then what resources can you leverage to maximize your results? Problems and resources. That's all it is. A quick recap for my video editor, who is actually out for this week, but he will be back next week, thankfully, because I suck with that stuff and I need help and support. We all need help and support, right? I don't like video editing. I don't want to do it. I got other stuff to do. So I'm excited for him to come back. Quick recap for my dude, though, would be these were 7 benefits for gaining clarity in our lives. Number 1, setting specific goals. It's really hard to set a number 1 goal when we don't really know what it is we want. Making decisions. We need to be able to make decisions. Having a direction. Again, if I said I will give you $100 million if you walk 200 miles west, and you don't know what direction west is, 75% chance you are fucked. Focus, being able to focus one thing at a time, Motivation. We need clarity so we can have internal motivation. I can sit here and scream, rah, 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 rah. I love you all day long, but I'm still not going to do your work for me, because I still got to do my own work, right? This stuff's got to come internally. Effective communication. What the hell are you doing? How are you saying it? How you say things is so crucial to get people to do what it is that you want. Say, buy your product, to work with you on your service. Effective communication, absolutely massive, and clarity can help with that. And last but not least, resource allocation. What resources do you have that you can leverage this magical Fun Friday to help get you one step closer? We want to get closer to the goal, not farther away. It seems so often we get pushed and pushed and pushed away from everything, and then we're emotionally drained. We're tired. Where'd all the energy go? Where did the time go? But in all reality, it's like, dude, if we can just, most important next step, mins, and we get a little bit closer, the motivation starts creeping up. The direction starts creeping up. The clarity starts creeping up. So that's what we're looking for. I hope this was helpful. Gaining clarity. I hope I gave enough benefits to hopefully motivate you to understand why clarity is so important for success. These were the biggest benefits of why I believe clarity has been so powerful for me. And I'm excited to continue to work with this term, continue to work with individuals. And if you need a coach in your corner for your personal and professional journey, you talk to Tanner, reach out to me. Let's set up. We have private sessions, and we have courses that you can go through to help unlock your full potential. You contact me. If you like this content, please make sure to like, comment, an emoji, or share this content with somebody who you think needs to hear this message. And always remember that we are live at 8 a.m. every single weekday morning, Central Standard Time, for more personal development content, tips, tricks, and ideas to help make you the best version of yourself. Thanks so much for tuning into us this morning. I'm off for the weekend. Let's go. Off for a couple of days, and I'm going to enjoy myself. I got some projects to work on, some fun plans with my girlfriend. So it'll be good. I'm excited for the weekend, but I hope you guys are as well. Crush this Friday. Let's keep the momentum going. And in case you needed to hear it today, I love you. You're a rock star. Go kick ass today. You got this. And I'll see you on the next episode. 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Don't forget it. You be here or be square. Love you all. I'm out of here. Peace out, my friends.